Sun Wukong defied the entire heavenly court, but this demon left him blind, burned to the soul, and begging for mercy. And he isn't even in the top 5. Today, you will discover the 10 enemies who broke the Monkey King. And the last one isn't a god, isn't a monster, it's something living inside him. In Journey to the West, every enemy is not a random obstacle. They are a mirror reflecting a hidden weakness of the monkey. Illusion, betrayal, ego, until the final surrender. We will rank these adversaries from least to most lethal because the true danger is never what it seems. In 10th place, Baigujing, the White Bone Demon. In her true form, she appears as a pile of bones, white as flour, with the name Lady White Bone carved into her spine, a pure manifestation of spiritual corruption. She possesses no extraordinary claws or combat powers, but excels in the art of illusory transformation, capable of assuming perfect human guise 3 times consecutively. 3 times she transforms into a young peasant girl, an old beggar woman, and an elderly grandfather, offering poisoned food to Tang Sanzong. And 3 times Sun Wukong unmasks and kills her, but the monk, blinded by Buddhist compassion toward human appearances, expels the monkey from the pilgrimage, believing him cruel. This episode, in Chapter 27, represents the conflict between illusory perception and the vision of truth in Buddhism. Wukong won the battle, but lost the war for his master's trust. But this perfect lie is nothing compared to the cosmic fire. Dropping to 9th place, Red Boy, the Holy Child. Son of the Bull Demon King and Princess Iron Fan, a powerful demoness known in Chinese Buddhism as Princess Rakshasa. Despite a childlike appearance, with skin white as powder and blood-red lips, he is a demon with 300 years of Taoist cultivation. His supreme power is the Samadhi true fire, a cosmic flame unextinguishable by earthly water, generated from breath and capable of burning the soul itself. During the clash at the Fire Cloud Cave, chapters 40 and 42, he blows this fire that severely burns Sun Wukong, forcing him to plunge into a river to cool down, the only possible solution against a fire no earthly water can quench. For the first time, the monkey suffers burns that force him to seek refuge without the direct intervention of a greater deity. Only the intervention of Bodhisattva Guanyin, who imprisons him in a golden lotus, transforming him into the child of good fortune, ends the threat. But this infant fire is nothing compared to the celestial traitor. In 8th place, Huangmei Dawang, the King of Yellow Brows. Originally a young servant who struck the sounding stone for Maitreya Buddha in the Temple of Little Thunder, he stole 2 divine relics, the posterior heaven bag, often called the golden bag, capable of trapping any being, and the judgment club. He proclaims himself Old Buddha of Yellow Brows and creates a false monastery to impersonate a Buddhist deity. He traps Sun Wukong in the golden bag for 3 consecutive days, forcing the invincible monkey to beg for help even from the fire god Zhurong. It was only resolved when Maitreya personally disguises himself as a melon farmer and lures the demon into a trap, finally locking him in a magic gourd. This episode, chapters 65 and 66, symbolizes the danger of religious heresy, the use of sacred symbols to deceive the devout. But this golden trap is nothing compared to the toxic wind. Moving to 7th place, the Yellow Wind Demon. A yellow marten, a fox-like monster inhabiting the Yellow Wind Cave on Yellow Wind Ridge. He was not a demon born of evil, but a wild animal who acquired power through Taoist cultivation. His supreme attack,
was the Samadhi divine wind, a storm of toxic yellow sand capable of blinding even celestial gods. After 30 rounds of combat with Sun Wukong, he blew this storm that burned the monkey's eyes, leaving him blind and unable to fight. One of the very few cases in the novel where Sun Wukong suffered a physical defeat without the direct intervention of a greater deity. Only Bodhisattva Ling Ji, providing Sun Wukong with the wind-stopping elixir, allowed healing and the capture of the demon, revealed to be a golden rat escaped from Lao Zi's palace. But this temporary blindness is nothing compared to the duel of rebel souls.
In 6th place, Nezha, the Prince of the Three Bodies. A Taoist Buddhist warrior god born from the spiritual pearl and reincarnated as the son of General Li Jing. After taking his own life to atone for a crime against the sea dragon, he was reborn through the lotus by his master, Tai Yi Zhen Ren, gaining an immortal body immune to disease and demonic possession. Armed with the magic circle, celestial rope, and wind fire wheels, he stands as the patron of young rebels. During the Heavenly Rebellion in Chapter 4, he faced Sun Wukong in an intense clash. Nezha transformed first into 3 heads and 6 arms, but the monkey replicated the transformation identically. After a duel of 30 rounds, Wukong used a trick. He created a clone from one of his hairs to distract the god, while his true body struck from behind, wounding Nezha's shoulder. Their rivalry reflects a recurring theme in Chinese mythology: rebels challenging the cosmic order, both with irregular origins. But this rivalry between distorting mirrors is nothing compared to the betrayal that shatters the sacred oath of brotherhood.
Dropping again to 5th place, the Bull Demon King, the great sage who pacifies heaven. Bull Demon of ancient lineage, leader of the 7 great sages, a brotherhood of powerful demons of which Sun Wukong was part before his redemption. He is the only being in the novel's universe with powers equal to the monkey's: 72 transformations, superhuman strength, and skill in combat with the iron spear. After Sun Wukong helped Kuan Yin capture his son Red Boy, the Bull Demon King broke the oath of brotherhood and became his mortal enemy. Their clash on the Flaming Cloud Mountain, Chapter 60 and 61, is the longest and most intense fight in the novel. They transformed into giants, animals, and objects for hours until the joint intervention of 4 celestial deities, including Nezha and Li Jing, managed to imprison him. It symbolizes the theme of betrayal among brothers and the breaking of sacred bonds in Taoism. If this adventure is captivating you, leave a like on the video. It helps the channel grow and brings the legend of Sun Wukong to more travelers. Want to discover the entire epic? The first volume of Journey to the West is now available on Amazon. Click the link in the description to start the complete journey.
In 4th place, the Six-Eared Macaque, one of the 4 primordial monkeys existing outside the cycle of reincarnation, as declared by Buddha himself in Chapter 58 of the original novel. His 6 ears symbolize the ability to hear every sound in the universe, making him almost omniscient. But he is not an external demon. He is an allegorical manifestation of the monkey mind, a Buddhist concept representing the restless, illusory, and dualistic mind. He transformed perfectly into Sun Wukong, creating 2 monkey kings identical even to the gods. No deity could distinguish them, neither the celestial mirror nor Erlang Shen's third eye. Only Buddha in his temple in the Western paradise revealed the impostor, explaining that the Dharma is not transmitted to the 6th ear, a Buddhist principle expressing how ultimate truth transcends sensory illusions. When Sun Wukong killed the macaque with his staff, he was killing himself. He was destroying the illusory ego on the path to enlightenment. But this inner battle is only the antechamber to who arrives in third place, the only being to capture Sun Wukong thanks to a decisive ally.
Rising to third place, Erlang Shen, the god with the third eye. Yang Zhen, nephew of the Jade Emperor, is a demigod born from the union between Princess Yunhua and a mortal. His third eye, the Eye of Heaven, located on his forehead, grants him the ability to see through every illusion, transformation, and cosmic deception. He is a master of the 72 Taoist transformations and commands a loyal celestial dog capable of biting enemies by the throat. During the Heavenly Rebellion, Chapter 6, he engaged Sun Wukong in the Battle of 10,000 Transformations. They chased each other, mutating into fish, birds, trees, and mountains, with Erlang Shen always anticipating the monkey's next form, thanks to his third eye. The turning point came when the celestial dog bit Sun Wukong on the leg while he was transformed into a cormorant. But the capture was not the work of Erlang Shen alone. Laozi, one of the three pure ones of Taoism, struck Sun Wukong on the head with his golden ring, stunning him and allowing the capture. But Erlang Shen is not the master of heaven. He obeys someone much more dangerous, the cosmic bureaucrat who governs the universe like a Chinese emperor.
In second place, the Jade Emperor, sovereign of heaven. In Taoist cosmology, he is not a creator, but the supreme administrator of the manifest universe, the celestial bureaucrat who governs the cycle of life, death, and reincarnation from his celestial court. His power derives from the cosmic order, the Tao, not from brute force. After Sun Wukong declared himself the great sage equal to heaven and threw the celestial palace into chaos, the emperor dispatched 100,000 celestial soldiers led by the foremost generals, and when all failed, he himself did not take the field. He summoned the Tathagata Buddha as a last resort, acknowledging the limits of administrative power in the face of the primordial chaos embodied by the monkey. This episode subtly critiques rigid bureaucracy. The emperor represents the hierarchical order that Sun Wukong challenges with his anarchic, free-spirited nature. But the true master of the universe is not a bureaucrat. It is the law itself. And what transpires in first place will forever change the monkey's destiny.
And in first place, Buddha Tathagata, the Awakened One. Representation of Buddha Shakyamuni in the novel, he embodies cosmic perfection and absolute compassion. He is not a god in the theistic sense, but a manifestation of the Dharma, the universal law of awakening. His body, a golden mountain emitting light, symbolizes his capacity to contain the universe. His move? An apparently childish bet. If you can jump beyond my palm, I will grant you the throne of heaven. Sun Wukong, confident in his powers, jumped to the pillars of heaven, but they were just the Buddha's 5 fingers. When he tried to return, the Buddha overturned his palm, transforming it into the mountain of 5 elements, a cosmic prison formed of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. He imprisoned Sun Wukong there for 500 years, feeding him iron pills and molten copper. Not for punishment, but for redemption. Because Sun Wukong's final enemy was not outside him, it was his own purposeless anarchy, and only Buddha could give him a purpose.
Sun Wukong was not defeated by claws or fire. He was broken by Baigujing's illusion, the Bull Demon King's betrayal, the Six-Eared Macaque's ego, and finally saved by Buddha's imprisonment. Because Journey to the West is not a story of battles. It is the journey of a rebel soul learning that true freedom is born from discipline. But this is only one version of the legend. In Chinese mythology, there exist even darker entities, demons born from primordial chaos before heaven and earth existed. Which of these enemies struck you most? The betrayal of the Bull Demon King? Or the chilling revelation of the Six-Eared Macaque? Write it in the comments and tell us who deserves a top 10 of their own. Princess Ironfan? The Dragons of the Four Seas? The next list depends on you. And if you want to discover the demon that no god dares to name, subscribe, because next time we will talk about what exists beyond the cycle of reincarnation.